Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your first time watching. We're finally back with another speed build. It feels like it has been absolute ages since I've sat down and actually recorded something, but I'll tell you guys more about that in a second. But today we're going to be building in Copperdale, and we're going to be doing another build for my save file. I haven't built in Copperdale for my save in a while. I think the last build that I did was probably the library and cafe build that I built a while ago at this point. But yeah, today we're actually going to be building on the 30 by 30 Golden Peak lot. So this is where the Prescott family usually lives. Now in my save I have decided that I am going to evict them and just have them like in the world and not in an actual house, because I wanted this lot to be for a family that I created. So yeah, the Prescott family doesn't live here anymore. They're now just in the world bin in my save. So I hope you guys don't mind that. But I really wanted to build something for a bigger family on this lot. And I don't know, I feel like I want to get as many, like, not necessarily big families, but because Copperdale isn't all that big and there aren't all that many lots, when you take into account the fact that I do want a couple of community lots in this world as well, then I feel like I need to make all of the houses that I build for families that are basically, yeah, a little bit bigger. I want them all to have, you know, a variation of, you know, family dynamics and all of that stuff. And also because Copperdale is the high school years world, it's obviously the world that came with that pack, I wanted this household to have a couple of teenagers. So this household will actually have 3 teenagers, a child and an infant, as well as a cat as well, and then 2 parents. So it's technically like a 7 sim and 1 cat household, so it's big. Like, the household is big, it's busy, it's a lot. But yeah, so that's also why the house itself is quite big. It's on a little bit of the larger side, I would say. It's a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom house. And there is another room downstairs that's currently used as an office space that could be a 6-bedroom if that's something that you wanted as well. So yeah, there's also a garage that I do turn into a kind of like, you'll see it like right at the end of the video, but I turn it into almost like a little bit of a party hangout space. So yeah, there's a lot going on in this build, but currently we're still working on the outside. You'll see that I did do something a little bit different. Usually I don't pick out windows and stuff like that before I start recording, but for this one I had a really hard time picking out windows that I liked, because I really wanted to use these like functional windows basically from high school years where your Sims can climb out of the windows, and I really wanted to include that like actual gameplay of the windows and have them be functional. And because of that, I used both of them. I used some of them in both of the teenagers' rooms because, yeah, I wanted, like I said, I wanted them to be functional in that way. And because of that, I wanted the other windows in the house to kind of match that style of the window. And yeah, so I had a little bit of time to kill, like figuring out what window I wanted to use or which ones I thought would work okay with them. So I did that beforehand, and then I just, you know, figured out where I wanted to place them. I also have this little shed out on the back. So that shed, you will have seen me build it. It's a little bit different because it's technically not on the first floor. It's something that I built on the second floor and then lowered down. So when you're on the first floor, it just disappears because the game thinks it's on the second floor. And I did that intentionally because the first floor actually has the medium wall height, and I didn't want the shed to be weird and have medium wall heights, so I built it on the second floor, which has the short wall height, and then, you know, did that little trick with it. But it does work. I did playtest it. Obviously it has that little 1-step up like staircase leading to it, so it is functional, it all works. I did playtest everything is fine. So yeah, just something that I thought I should mention, because otherwise, yeah, I know some people might be a little bit confused about that, but it is there, it does work, and it does actually serve a purpose as well. I put the woodworking bench as well as the flower arranging table in there as well. So yeah, it does serve a purpose. There's a reason why it's back there, and I like the idea of having a little shed in the backyard, since it is supposed to be such a like family gameplay, generational gameplay type of build. So yeah, I wanted to include as many activities and, you know, things for Sims to do as I possibly could. So we're actually still working on the outside. I finally picked out the color scheme, and again, this took me a while. There's a lot of it that I just didn't record because I spent forever trying to figure out, you know, what kind of color scheme I wanted to go for, which is why I had that wall in the front where I had a bunch of different wallpapers swatched out so that I could find a color scheme off camera and then just figure out where I wanted to place all of the different colors. I always do this when I build. Usually I'll have at least 2 or 3 different, like, you know, textures or colors or wallpapers going on the outside of my builds. That's just how I don't know, that's just how I build. I don't know why. I don't like a build that is just one wallpaper, which is really weird because in real life that is what happens, but in The Sims it just looks odd to me for some reason. But yeah, so we have this cute little like red and white suburban vibe, I guess, going on with some red bricks. And then we have that new wallpaper from the For Rent pack, I think is where that... Did that wallpaper come from For Rent or from Love Struck? No, it's from Love Struck. Yeah, so the wallpaper that I'm using for the garage is actually from Love Struck, and I really like that because it looks a little bit more worn out. Like the garage has been there for a while, and, you know, maybe the family have, you know, renovated or remodeled or, you know, repainted the main house, but they just haven't done the garage yet. So it is looking a little bit more worn, a little bit more, you know, messy and older, which I really like the way that looks. But yeah, so that's basically it that I wanted to say about the outside of the house, and I'll tell you guys a little bit more about the family in just a second. But first off, I want to kind of like tell you where I've been the past couple of weeks, because it's been like, I don't know, it's almost, I think, been like 3 weeks since the last time I've posted, or at least since the last time I've recorded, which is really, really weird for me. You guys know that, you know, since I started my channel way back in 2018, I don't think I've ever gone this long without recording, apart from back in May of last year when my mom passed and I couldn't. And even then, I don't think I went like 3 weeks without recording, or like without doing anything work or Sims or, you know, channel related. Because in the past, whenever I've taken a break, maybe I'll go like a week without posting or something. But even then, I would always be busy behind the scenes, like either editing, or I would be busy recording videos or building, or, you know, stuff like that. And this time I haven't even opened my game in, honestly, it might be like 2 weeks since the last time I've even opened my game, which for me is really, really weird, because in the past, even if I wasn't working on videos or building, I would usually be like doing some form of gameplay, like off camera, current household type things. And this time I haven't even touched any games basically, which is weird. But yeah, I don't know, I don't know what's been going on, but I've just been having a really rough time recently, and it's been kicking me, and life's been kicking my butt. So I needed a break, and I felt really worn out and really kind of just overwhelmed and just done basically. So I decided that I needed to take some time, and I needed to prioritize just not doing anything. Because if you know me, you know that even when I'm not doing something, I'm feeling guilty about not doing something. So taking breaks for me is really, really hard. But this time I felt like I couldn't not take a break, and I needed to. So what I've basically been doing is trying not to feel guilty by disappearing. I've also been very like MIA on like online as a whole. Like I've barely been on Twitter. I open Discord, obviously I do check Discord and stuff like that, but I've barely been on Twitter. And I've been basically taking a little bit of a kind of like a little bit of a vacation, like mini staycation, which really kind of sucks because I've still had a lot of real life stuff to take care of, but you know. But yeah, so that's just where I've been. I've, you know, like I said, been feeling really down and just needed a break. So that's why videos haven't been coming out, why I haven't been online, which really kind of sucks because I really missed a lot of stuff that's been going on in the community. Like, obviously, you know, naturally, the time that I need to take, you know, the one time that I decide that I can't continue like pushing myself to be online is obviously the time when they make a lot of announcements for The Sims, and like obviously because naturally that would happen. But before I get into that, I wanted to say that you guys will have just seen me finish off the kitchen. Now, something that happened when I was recording this video is, I don't know what happened, to be honest, but one of my video footage parts basically got corrupted somehow, and one of my clips, and I completely lost the footage of me doing the of me doing the dining room, which is, we're working on a living room right now, but the dining room obviously is through those archways, and then through the dining room you have access to the kitchen as well as to the office space and to the main bedroom, which I don't know what happened. Like I said, that footage is just like, I couldn't get it to work for some reason. So I lost the footage of me doing the dining room, but it's nothing special, to be honest. It's just a big dining room table, obviously because there's a lot of Sims in this household, and then there's a cat tree and a kind of like sideboard bookshelf type thing in there as well, and some bookshelves, and that's it. But obviously I will show you guys the dining room in the video tour at the end. I also ended up cutting out all of the bathrooms because this video is stupidly long as it is. It's like 34 minutes long, just the speed build portion. Naturally, of course, the first video that I have to do after I've been away for like 3 weeks and I'm very out of practice with recording is something that's like 35 minutes long, because of course that would happen. But yeah, so with the bathrooms, it would have been even longer, and even as it is, I ended up cutting out a lot of like cluttering and indecisiveness and all of that stuff already. So yeah, you won't get to see the bathrooms in the speed build, but I will show all of that stuff in the video tour at the end, like I always do. But yeah, so what was I talking about before that? Oh yeah, I was talking about all of the Sims news and stuff like that. So as you guys already know, the Sims actually released their roadmap for the next couple of months, for like basically the rest of the year, I think. Yeah, they showed us up until October, I think. Yeah, because the new expansion pack, they announced a new expansion pack that's coming out on the 31st. I think October has 31 days, right? Yeah. Anyway, it's coming out on Halloween. If you're in the US or in any other country that celebrates Halloween, I'm not in a country that celebrates Halloween. I wish we did, but we don't. But the new expansion pack, the Life and Death expansion, comes out on Halloween on the 31st of October, which is really, really cool. I feel like that theme, we don't even know anything about the expansion yet, but just the name of it makes it sound like a theme that is perfect to release on Halloween. And I don't know, it sounds awesome. So I'm really excited to find out more about that. Hopefully we'll find out something more about it like in October around. Usually we find out stuff about a new expansion maybe like 2 or 3 weeks in advance. They'll start releasing like the trailers and stuff like that. So hopefully maybe like beginning October, 1st or 2nd week in October, we'll find out more about it. But the other things that they announced are obviously a bunch of, you know, base game updates as usual. They also announced the 2 new kits that actually released this week. It was the Storybook Nursery kit that was a collaboration with SimCC, and then the Artist Studio kit as well. Now, as I'm recording this on Friday. You guys will probably see it on Saturday or Sunday. But as I'm recording this, I haven't even opened my game to check out the new kits yet. That is how much of a like break I have been taking from The Sims. There's just, I don't know what is going on with me, but I'm really struggling, and I don't have the same drive at the moment to do the things that would usually make me happy, and I'm kind of fixating on other stuff, so it's really difficult for me to get my brain out of that space and back into The Sims, which sounds like a really weird problem to have. If I'm being honest, a lot of people probably won't understand what I'm talking about, but if you guys are neurodivergent or if you have like ADHD like I do, then you will know that fixating on something and then having to get your brain out of that space and back into like switching tasks basically is really difficult. And especially when you're fixating on something that you're enjoying and that, you know, brings you joy and all of that stuff, it's really hard to get your brain to focus on anything else or like find joy or, you know, interest in anything else. So for me, it's been really difficult. But yeah, well, I'll get around to it. I'm really excited to play around with those new kits, and obviously I'm really looking forward to the other like expansion news and seeing the new expansion pack and, you know, seeing what else they have planned for like base game updates and stuff like that as well. So I feel like also like this break that I've been having is something that I really needed, because otherwise I don't think I would be like in the right mindset to tackle any news or like all of this news and stuff like that that's been going on with The Sims and all of that stuff. I don't think I would have been able to tackle any of it or like have any inspiration for it when the time does come that we get some stuff about the expansion and, you know, that I eventually get my hands on it and make stuff with it. I don't think I would have had the same like inspiration for that if I hadn't taken this break, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but yeah, so that's just something that I wanted to mention. And if videos are a little bit slower still the next couple of weeks, then do bear with me. I have some videos done that, you know, just need editing and, you know, all of that stuff. I haven't had the energy or the motivation to actually do any of it. So yeah, just bear with me where that is concerned. But yeah, I'm really excited to find out more about all of the things that they mentioned in that roadmap. The roadmap itself looked incredible. It was this amazing like tarot card theme that I'm obsessed with. And I don't know, the whole vibe of that roadmap, it's probably my favorite roadmap that I've seen from The Sims ever. Like, it's my favorite theme that they've ever done, the way it looks, and the fact that they actually gave us information about the dates for both the kits and then also for the expansion pack on the roadmap itself was really, really awesome. They've never done that before, where they've actually given us the date of the release. They've always just, you know, given us what they're going to be releasing. Like, they'll tell us, you know, you're getting an expansion pack and a stuff pack and a game pack this quarter, but they wouldn't give us the names, they wouldn't give us the dates or anything like that. And in that roadmap, they actually gave us the names and the dates for it. So that is really, really cool. I like that they're doing that. So yeah, that was really awesome to see. And yeah, they've also already released one of the base game updates. It actually came out on Wednesday, which was a little bit weird. I haven't checked it out myself yet, but I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube about, you know, what the update was. And apparently it's like a bunch of new swatches, and they've also added some new archways and things like that as well to the base game to match some of the things that we already have and to add some things that we're sorely lacking in the base game. So that has been really, really cool to see. I believe I watched Lil Simsy's video where she went over a bunch of the new things that they've added. And I am obsessed with some of the things that they've given new swatches to, and I really can't wait to play around with that some more. And maybe I'll do a base game build or something, or like a base game and kit only build where I'll use the base game and maybe just the two new kits or something like that. We'll see once I have the energy to get back into it, because a lot of the base game things that they've added and that they've, you know, added swatches and stuff to are things that I've been wanting new swatches for forever. So actually seeing that being incorporated is really, really cool, and I can't wait to check it out and like have a proper look around myself. But yeah, they've already released that update, and the fact that it came out on Wednesday was a little bit weird, if I'm being honest. Usually they they'll release updates on Tuesdays, especially if they have a release on a Thursday like they had this week for the two kits that came out. So yeah, having the update on Wednesday was weird. I don't know if there was a reason for it. I can't remember seeing anything about them saying why it came out on Wednesday. but I could be totally missing something because, like I said, I haven't really been online, so there's a lot of like news and announcements and things like that that I've either only read halfway or like given like half my attention to, or I have just completely missed it. So yeah, if there's a reason why it came out on Wednesday, I missed it. But yeah, anyway, getting back to this build. So now that I've mentioned all of the Sims news and yeah, all of that stuff, getting back to the build, we've already done all of the first floor. We've done the living space, kitchen, we've done the main bedroom, we've also done the office area, and we've moved on to the upstairs, where I do have kind of like a playroom area for the kids, because like I said, there's a lot of kids. There's 3 teenagers, a child, and an infant. So yeah, at one point in the past, there would have been like 3 children running around, or like toddlers or whatever. So it would have been a busy space. So they do have a playroom where I have a dollhouse, I have one of those Lego tables, another TV and games console, some seating. You know, I figured this would be the perfect space for the kids to kind of like go wild basically, and have all of their toys and be all of their like messiness. They can have all of that in the playroom. Then we've already done the kids' bedroom as well. Their child daughter is actually called Gia. I have my little spreadsheet open where I have all of my Sims info for my save next to me. But yeah, so the child's name is called Gia. She's really, really cute. I absolutely love her. And I love the way her bedroom turned out. So she would probably be, I don't know, if I were to guess like ages. Obviously, Sims don't really work in ages. But in The Sims, I would say maybe she's like 10 years old or something. She wouldn't technically be, I don't think she would be like a 7-year-old child. But she also wouldn't be a teenager yet. So she would probably be like, maybe like 10, 11 years old. So I kind of try to reflect that in her room. So she does have some toys, but she's getting on to the space where she's a little bit more like on the tween side of things. And I do apologize if you just heard that. I kicked my desk, so my mic and everything like rattled around. But yeah, so that would be the kids' bedroom, and we're currently working on the infant bedroom. Now, it might sound weird that they have like 3 older teenagers, a child, and then an infant, but I thought the infant might be like their, I don't want to say accident baby, but yeah, accident baby. I don't think they planned on having any more kids after their child, and then, you know, lo and behold, they eventually had another one. And you know, the parents are a little bit older. They are adults. They're also, I think, like almost halfway through their adult phase, like adult age, I think. So they are a little bit on the older side, and I don't think they would have thought that they would have another kid, or that they would be able to have another kid. And then, you know, they did. So they have an infant. His name is Jonas. He's really, really cute, and I do really like his bedroom. But yeah, we've already done his bedroom, and we've moved on to one of the teenagers' bedrooms. So this family has 2 teenage girls and then a teenage son. The girls are actually twins, so they do share a bedroom. They share the biggest bedroom. But then we have the teenage son, whose bedroom we're currently working on. His name is Barrett, and he's really into like painting. He's really artsy. He's a little bit more, you know, a little bit more creative than his sisters. Both of his sisters are a little bit more like tech savvy, like they're a little bit more into tech stuff, and you know, one of his sisters is really into sports, whereas he is a little bit more on the arts and crafts, you know, painting, digital art, you know, classical normal painting, all of that stuff. So I kind of tried to make that, you know, apparent in his bedroom. I used one of the new beds from Lovestruck. I used the like early purchase bed because I felt like the messy side of it, like having it be a little bit more messy and a little bit more, I don't know what it is about that bed, but that it screams teenager room for me for some reason. And then I actually used a couch from, I don't know if that couch is from Movie Hangout or what, but I used it as a headboard, and I really like the way that looks. So it gave the room this kind of like boho vibe almost, which I thought would fit Barrett to a T. And I did playtest the bed as well, obviously, so it does work. It's all perfectly fine, even with the couch there. Nothing is blocking it or anything like that. But yeah, he has his own little like desk area with the bookshelf. Obviously, he has his own art easel, laptop, all of that stuff. And he does have access to one of the windows that, you know, you can climb through and climb down a little trellis kind of like ladder thing that I have outside that does work. You'll actually see him in the room right now because I was playtesting the windows as I went for both his bedroom and then the girls' bedroom as well, just to make sure that nothing that I placed down would be in the way of the windows and that they would actually be able to use them. So yeah, it does work totally fine. And now we're moving on to the twin girls' bedroom. So yeah, they do share a bedroom, probably not ideal. I feel like maybe one of them, maybe they would have complained about it a little bit, you know, as they got older, but I feel like they would also be very close. They're kind of the complete opposite. So they are a little bit more opposites than, you know, you might expect, but somehow I feel like they would also be very, very close. So obviously there are twins. We have Devon, who's the older twin. She is a little bit more of the free-spirited. She has the live fast teenage aspiration. So she's very into parties. She actually has the party animal and the slob traits. So her side of the room, which is the one where we have the pink bed, a little bit more of like the Art Deco style bed. That's kind of like her side of the room. And she is a little bit more of a slob, so I'm going to be putting a lot of stuff like on the floor and making it look a little bit more messy. So yeah, she's also the one that I think is currently by the window on the outside when I was playtesting this. I think that's her, if I'm remembering correctly. But I think, yeah, that is her. She's the one with the blue hair. Yeah, so she is, like I said, a little bit more of the party twin, if that makes sense. She is a little bit more outgoing. She's a little bit more, you know, doesn't really care what people say about her. She is into having fun and enjoying her teenagedom, all of that stuff. And then we have her sister, Darcy, who is basically the complete opposite. She is a little bit more athletic. She's a little bit, you know, both of them are into computers and all of that stuff. I feel like Devon would be really into like, maybe like trendy and being, you know, very fashionable and being very into like Simstagram, all of that stuff. She's also in one of the like popular girl clubs in my save file. Whereas Darcy, like I said, a little bit more sporty, a little bit more active. I actually put her in like the swim club that I have, which it's supposed to be like the swim team. In my head, it would be like the high school's like swim team. So she's actually in that, and like I said, a little bit more active, but still very into gaming. All of the kids, I feel like, are very into gaming for some reason. But yeah, like I said, a little bit more active. She's also an overachiever and she's gloomy. So whereas Darcy is a little bit more, not Darcy, Devon is a little bit more outgoing. Darcy is a little bit more gloomy. She's not the loner necessarily, but she doesn't enjoy going to parties and all of that stuff as much as her sister does, basically. And she is an overachiever. She wants to be, like, she has the academic aspirations, so she wants to go to university. She wants to, you know, get a degree and all of that stuff, whereas Devon is a little bit more like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, she doesn't really care, basically. So yeah, those are the two twins. And then obviously we have the parents. We have the mom, Donna, and the dad, Ruben. And the Ruben is actually a musical sim. So he's actually in the entertainer career. In my head, he would be like more of a classical musician. So he's actually, I think, level 7, which is the pianist, like the professional pianist, I think is what it's called. Career level. So yeah, that's him, that's the dad. And then we have the mom, who's actually, she does have a degree. She has a language and literature degree, but she's currently working just part-time as a babysitter. And I feel like she would spend a lot of her free time, obviously, with all of their kids, because there's a lot of them. This household is very busy. But I feel like she would also be really into writing, so maybe she writes some short stories, like, you know, part-time, basically. She, you know, works part-time as a babysitter, but then her other time, any free time that she has, maybe she'll spend that like writing short stories. She does have a language and literature degree, like I said, so she probably enjoys writing or, you know, something along those lines. But yeah, that's basically the whole family that lives here. So they do have another son. They do have an older son, Cullen, who actually lives in San Myshuno. This is the Voigt family. I don't think I mentioned their surname yet. But they do have their oldest son, Cullen, who actually lives with Valeria Batchelor in San Myshuno. They're like best friends. They've known each other since university. They live together, I think, in the arts quarter. I know I did a build of their apartment, which I will leave linked on the screen. And Cullen is actually also very into, you know, he's very outgoing, but he works as a charity organizer, I think. I think he's a charity organizer in the politician career. So yeah, he lives in San Myshuno. He's their oldest. So they actually have, what, like a young adult, 3 teenagers, a young adult, 3 teenagers, a child, and then their little, like, tiny little late baby, their infant son. So yeah, they have 6 kids. So yeah, this family is big. And then also they do have a cat. I think I already mentioned that, but they do have a cat. Their cat's name is Fuji, which is really cute. I love her. She's so cute. But yeah, that is basically this whole very busy family. So yeah, like I said, they're kind of spread out. I really enjoy doing this with my save, where I have Sims that have like extended family. And in this case, I actually created Cullen first, way back when I created Bella Batchelor's sister. So obviously Bella Goth, her like maiden name was Batchelor, so I created her sister Valeria, and then her best friend, which was Cullen. And then I decided that Cullen needs a family, so here we are. 7 more Sims later, we have his whole family and his like 5 siblings. Which I feel like is really, really funny. I don't know why, but he's totally like, if you saw him, he probably doesn't scream big brother or like responsible big brother, but I feel like he really would be like that. He would be very protective of his siblings and very like, you know, taking care of them, and he loves taking care of them. He loves spending time with them, but unfortunately because of his job, he probably doesn't get home all that often. And I feel like maybe Jonas's bedroom now, like the infant's bedroom, maybe that used to be his bedroom, or maybe his bedroom used to be on the first floor where the office is now, or something like that. But obviously since he's moved out, it has, you know, had to serve a different purpose. But yeah, they also do have the garage outside, like I mentioned, and in there I put down I think I put down a DJ station. I put down a music production station as well, like for the things that came with Get Famous, that music production skill. I also put down, I think, a sofa as well as a dartboard, and I think a foosball table as well. And the reason I put down a DJ station as well as the music production station is because Devon is actually quite into music production. She, like I said, she's a little bit of a party animal. She is a little bit more of a, like, you know, goes with the flow, doesn't really care about doing, like, thinking about what she's going to do after high school. But she does like music, so she takes after her dad in that sense. Her dad obviously is also a musician, but he's a little bit more into classical music. And because of that, I feel like she might consider going into some sort of like music career after school, whether that's, you know, actually joining the entertainer career, or maybe she wants to like take up music production and like make it that way, like working on her own, or maybe she wants to be a DJ, or, you know, something like that. Obviously we don't really have a DJ career in The Sims, we don't have a music producer career in The Sims, but we can pretend. So yeah, that's, I feel like, is something that she would be really interested in doing. And also in my save, I don't think I'm going to show you that in the tour at the end, but I'll put some pictures up on the screen right now. I actually went in my save file and used the tool mod to place some things in the area surrounding the house as well. So I placed some more cars on the road, And I also placed down a tree house and a bonfire area next to the house, which, like I said, I will put pictures of that up on the screen because I feel like that's such a nice use of the space, because there is quite a bit of empty space next to this house that there's nothing in. So I wanted to put some stuff there that would make the area a little bit more useful. And I wanted a tree house. So yeah, we have one off of the lot next to it. So yeah, that's actually something really cool that I love doing with the tool mod. So yeah, just something I thought I should mention, but we're basically almost done with this build. So I'm going to go ahead and hop on into the game and show you guys the build off in real time to show you everything that I had to, you know, cut out or didn't record, all of that stuff, and to give you a little bit more of an idea of, you know, how the whole house is laid out, all of that stuff. Okay, so here we are in the game, and this is the finished build. So like I mentioned just before we ended the voiceover, but I did go ahead and over here I placed down a tree house and a little like bonfire area over there in my save. So I did all of that with the tool mod, obviously, because it isn't on the lot. But yeah, I put some pictures of it at the end of the speed build as well. But yeah, just wanted to mention that again. But over here in the front we have a little hopscotch court, we have a basketball hoop. And then obviously, you know, the way around the house and the way around for you to get into the backyard over there through the gate. But yeah, let's start off with the front porch. So right here at the front, we have a games table. We have some spa chairs. I just use these because they look comfortable, like, you know, you would find on a front porch. I didn't really put them down for them to have like spa activities to do, but you know, you can do that. You can give your Sims hand and foot massages and stuff like that from those chairs. But they also have a little chess table out here in the front, and then you go straight into the living room area. So we have a little playmat over here for the infant and some toys, just to make it look very like there's a lot of kids in this house basically. But yeah, so we have that little area over there for the infant. We also have obviously a quite nice sized living room space. Obviously, they do have a TV, they have a little stereo speaker, they have that game, like card game thing from Love Struck that they can play. Obviously, a lot of seating as well. And then through this archway, we have the dining room that I mentioned I lost the footage for. So yeah, we have a big dining room area. We have a little like display cabinet over there. Obviously, we have some plants. We also have a cat tree in here as well, because they do have a cat, so they have a little cat tree. We have some bookshelves as well. And then through this archway, you have the kitchen. So they have a little breakfast nook, you know, some bar seating, obviously a big kitchen, like the fridge is over there. Obviously everything you would need in a kitchen. And then this is also where you access the backyard. But you can also go this way, and you have kind of like a little mud room over here where there's a little, you know, not dresser, but like a little cabinet thing with some storage. We have obviously all of the pet food bowls, and then we also have the downstairs like guest bathroom. So yeah, we have a shower in here, toilet, sink. I also have the litter box for the cat in there as well. And then you have access to the backyard this way too. So this is kind of like a side entrance basically. So yeah, we have that. We also have on the first floor the main bedroom. So we currently have the mom in here because I was playtesting the house. So yeah, the mom is currently in the bedroom, as well as the cat. But yeah, so this is the main parents' bedroom. So really nice, a lot of space. Everything works. Like I said, they do have a little vanity table. We have a dresser over there. Obviously, they have a walk-in closet. They also have their own bathroom as well downstairs. And then we have the like office area over here off of the dining room as well. So there's a couple of desks for the parents. I feel like the kids might use this computer, like, or the kid, it's only the child that doesn't have her own computer. But yeah, so maybe she'll use one of these as well. But we also have a piano in here because the dad is in the entertainer career, so he does play the piano and the violin. So we have those instruments here. We have another easel in here as well, and some seating and a bookshelf and all of that stuff. But that is basically it for the first floor, apart from the outside, but we'll go there in just a second. But yeah, so going back to the front, so going up the staircase, we have a little hallway area where I have an electric keyboard, because a couple of the kids are actually into music as well. So I feel like that's something that maybe they learned from their dad or something. But yeah, they have an electric keyboard up here. We have another bookcase. We have another chess table. And then through this archway, we have what I said was kind of like the kids' playroom. So another bookshelf, the Lego set, we have a bed for the cat, but we have another TV and games console, we have some seating, we have a doll's house. Very like kid oriented space. Basically the whole upstairs is very child oriented because this is where all of the kids' bedrooms are. But yeah, up here we actually have 2 bathrooms. So we have one bathroom off of the playroom area that, you know, obviously everything that you would need. And then we also have this bathroom that's a lot bigger. So this one has the separate kind of like toilet, but we have bathtub, we have a couple of sinks, we also have the laundry in here as well, and then a little toddler potty for when the infant becomes a toddler and needs that. But yeah, so those are the 2 bathrooms. But right at the front we actually have the infant's bedroom. So yeah, this is the little infant's bedroom. He's actually in the bed right now. But yeah, we have obviously the crib, we have a little play table, not play table, play mat, and then changing table and some storage and all of that stuff, as you would expect to find in a kid's or like in an infant's bedroom basically. But yeah, we have all of that stuff for him. And then I did use a lot of the like fun doors from high school years for the kids' rooms and for all of the, basically all of the kids' rooms. I wanted them all to look a little bit different and like they've been personalized. So yeah, I have a couple of fun bedroom doors. But yeah, off of the playroom, we actually have the teenage son's bedroom that I said he was a little bit more into arts and all of that stuff. So yeah, this is his bedroom. And I absolutely love the way it turned out. He has kind of like this open wardrobe area with one of those like costume chests underneath it. And then obviously his bed. Yeah, he is a little bit messy, so there's some clutter on the floor. There's obviously a lot of clutter on his desk and on his bookshelf and all of that stuff as well. He is very into art, so he has an easel and like he's into photography too, so he has a camera, all of that stuff. I absolutely love the way the kids' rooms turned out in this build. They're definitely my favorite part of the whole build. But yeah, then we have the child's bedroom. So yeah, this is the kids' room. I absolutely love it. She's also into arts and crafts. So yeah, there's some art, like she has an art table. There's also some arts and crafts things on the walls. Obviously a lot of toys. Like I said, she would probably be around like maybe like 10 or 11. So she still has toys, but she's getting older. So she has a little bit more... She has some things that might be a little bit more teenagery, but still very pink, very like her, basically. She's very colorful as well. So yeah, there's a lot of color in her bedroom. And then the last bedroom is the twin girls' bedroom. Like I said, one of them is a little bit more neat, a little bit more of an overachiever. And then, yeah, as you can see, one of the girls were already in here, so I'll just sell that. Yeah, like you can see, she is messy. So one of the Sims, one of the twins, the oldest one, is actually a slob, Devon. And yeah, so her side of the room, as you can see, she did change clothes and just left it everywhere. But yeah, that's her side of the room. Like I said, a little bit more messy, a little bit more into partying. She's also very into like electronic stuff. So yeah, that's her bedroom, like her side of the room. And then the other one is Darcy, like I said, a little bit more like academics focused. She's also a little bit more into sports and all of that stuff. But yeah, this is her side of the room and I love it. I love that you can definitely see that there are 2 separate people living in this space and, you know, it fits them. It fits their personality. So yeah, that's basically the whole interior. But going back downstairs and going outside, we do have a little like outside gathering space where we have a grill, we have a bar, we have some seating out here, we have another one of those speakers as well for music. And then over on this side we have a little garden space where there's a couple of like flowering things. There's also a couple of like actual gardening things that you could use for food and all of that stuff. And then this is also where you can access one of the ladders from the teenagers' rooms. So this is the son's bedroom, the teenage son. You can use this ladder. This is the ladder right here. It does work even though the roof is clipping through it. It does work. Playtested it all. It works perfectly fine. But yeah, so you can sneak out that way. But yeah, we also have this little shed over here. And as you can see, when you go down to the first floor, it disappears because it's technically on the second floor. I just lowered it down. So yeah, we do have a little shed where we have the woodworking bench and the flower arranging table. Just something, you know, cute in the backyard. But they also have a little swing set. They obviously have a big pool area as well with some floaties and a little diving board. I used these yoga mats to make them look like they're towels, but I wanted to actually have yoga mats so you can have your Sims do yoga. But yeah, there's also obviously some lounge chairs. We have another little table over here and some more seating, as well as a little picnic area over here as well, where we have that like blanket from Love Struck. And I did put down a little picnic basket on it, but you could get rid of that if you wanted to. And then we do have the garage, like I said, that I turned into kind of like a party room, because there are 3 teenagers in this household, and they also have an older brother that probably used to live here as well. So yeah, they have a little bit of like a party space. So we have a DJ booth, we have a big stereo, some seating, we have the media production table and some foosball and darts and all of that stuff. And yeah, I really like the way this house turned out. But that is the whole build, you guys. Let me give you a little floor plan look of it. So this is the first floor. Let me zoom in a little bit. This is the first floor, and then we also have the second floor as well, where we obviously have the little shed out the back. But yeah, that is basically this entire build, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, give the video a like. If you're new to the channel and want to see more Sims content, feel free to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. If you want to go ahead and download this build, it is up on the gallery. My gallery ID as well as a gallery download link will be in the description for both the house as well as the family. And then tray files will be up for channel members, and in 3 weeks they will be going up for everyone over on my Tumblr. So if you want to get the tray files, that is the best way to do that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this build. Sorry it was so long, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. And I hope you're all having a great day and a great weekend. And I will talk to you all in my very next video. Bye everyone.